think, and then let's resume. Well, the main reason that we don't want to find lionfish here on the Belize Barrier Reef is because they are an invasive species. Native to the Indo-Pacific, we shouldn't find them here on the Belize Barrier Reef. Lionfish are a big problem on the Belize Barrier Reef because they are a venomous fish, and this means that there are no natural predators for them here in the Atlantic. As a result, they are 17 times denser here in the Atlantic versus their native area. Another reason why lionfish are avoid predation is because they are very good hiders. Can you spot this one on our snorkel hiding under the rock ledge there? You can identify it seeing the white featheriness on its pectoral fins. Now, lionfish are most active between dusk and dawn. During the day, they are resting in areas just like this. Now, at Tobacco Caye Marine Station, we are actively culling these in an effort to aid conservation efforts here in Belize. That is because Belize has recently changed their population management from eradication to suppression. And that is because lionfish are ecological generalists. You will find them everywhere, from diving to 60 feet here, even as low as 1,000 feet will we be finding lionfish. Now, lionfish, as I said, are native to the Indo-Pacific. So here at Tobacco Caye Marine Station, we have culled over 460 lionfish just this year in an effort to aid conservation here on the Belize Barrier Reef. Lionfish are a big problem because they prey on over 100 different prey species. Part of our research into lionfish is when we capture them, we contain them in our zookeeper containment unit. Now, part of the reason that we do this is so that when we are out spearing them, so that we can safely capture them and we don't avoid the attentions like apex predators such as these nurse sharks, it means that we can safely get the lionfish back to the classroom where we can weigh, measure, dissect, and then fillet the lionfish. We have found lionfish preying upon juvenile species of parrotfish, shrimps, sardines, even seahorses, squirrelfish, flounders, damselfish. Lionfish are preying upon a lot of essential reef herbivores on the Belize Barrier Reef. Now, although I said lionfish don't have any natural predators, when speared, they do draw the attention of species such as sharks. That is why we use the zookeeper containment unit. So out on a dive or a snorkel, looking for lionfish, we will always actively attempt to try and cull them. However, we sadly don't capture every single lionfish that we see. There is the odd one that gets away, but that is why it's so vital that we continue our conservation efforts culling the invasive lionfish. Now, we are going to surface from our lionfish dive now, and we're going to look at what do we do with the lionfish after we have caught them on a dive or a snorkel. So we're now going to look at what we're going to do with our day's catch of lionfish. I would highly recommend for you guys to play our lionfish game where you can experience catching lionfish virtually on a reef. So what is the equipment that we're using to capture lionfish? Well, we use a trident pole spear. This pole spear is between 4 and 5 feet long. The trident spear has a barb on each prong that helps to reduce the likelihood of the lionfish being able to swim off. We normally assemble the spear in the water, and once it's assembled, you put the bungee cord between your index finger and thumb, and quite simply pull the bungee so it's nice and tight, take aim at the lionfish, release the spear while still holding the bungee, and you're able to spear your lionfish. Now, we use a purpose-built zookeeper containment unit, which has a funnel and open window at the back, which allows water to pass through but not lionfish. So when we have our speared lionfish, we simply pop it inside the containment unit, use the funnel to pull the spear off of the lionfish, and this allows us to safely contain them. So let's check out our day's catch. Here it is. We managed to bag 4 lionfish today. So the first step in our data collection is we weigh each lionfish. We do this so we can monitor their size, and then before handling the fish, we then need to remove the 18 venomous spines. Lionfish have 18 venomous spines located on their dorsal, pelvic, and anal fins. So once we've removed these venomous spines, the lionfish is safe to handle, and we can safely take a measurement of standard length. That's from the top of the snout to the base of the caudal fin. The largest lionfish that we've caught is 29.8 centimeters long. At 6 inches in length, lionfish reach reproduction size. We also take measurements of mouth width and mouth height to work out what is the size of prey species lionfish can consume, because lionfish can dislocate their jaw and engulf prey up to 2/3 of their body size. Now, we are going to dissect the lionfish. We remove the stomach and we have a look at what it's been eating. Like I say, lionfish are known to be preying upon over 100 different prey species of fish, and this is no different. This lionfish has had a nice tasty meal. Lionfish stomachs can expand by up to 30 times in order to accommodate the vast volume of prey that they can eat. That being said, lionfish can also develop large fatty deposits, which means that they can go for several days, even weeks, without eating, which again is another strength to why lionfish are able to and are so well adapted to survive here on the Belize Barrier Reef. After we've checked the stomach, we will also check for the presence of egg sacs. And that is because lionfish at a size of 6 inches can reproduce every 4 days, releasing 50,000 eggs, or roughly 6.5 million eggs a year, meaning they can significantly outcompete other key fish species such as grouper and snapper out on our reef. And the final stage of our project is to fillet lionfish. It's a very easy fish to fillet. And the meat is great in a local dish called ceviche. And then what do we do with the lionfish scraps? Well, they go back in the water in order for fish species to hopefully develop a taste for lionfish, so that we can encourage apex predators to start feeding upon lionfish. And that is our lionfish conservation